Hello folks, this is Alan for today's news. I will be reading and speaking about world news, interesting news, news to keep you entertained and news to keep you informed. What I got for you today, this just popped up on my phone. I wasn't going to do no news today, but I thought this was interesting. It says here, Russian state TV predicts World War III. A top Kremlin propagandist predicted that World War III will break out in the Middle East, stemming from the Israel-Hamas war, and that this will distract the world from Russia ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Margarita Tsitsemina, I'm not for sure what that last name is, the editor-in-chief of the Russian state-controlled media organization, Russia Today, made the comment during a state TV broadcast. The Daily Beast, Julia Davis, shared and is excerpted from her remarks on state TV channel Russia 1, where she spoke alongside host Vladimir Solov, I can't say that name either, one of the most prominent figures in Kremlin-backed media. Margarita predicted that World War III would soon start in the Middle East and expressed her hope that it would distract the West from Russia. Davis wrote on Sunday in a post on X, formerly Twitter, alongside the video. Meanwhile, in Russia, Vladimir claimed that satanic NATO started the war when it attacked Russia. Kremlin propagandists have routinely warned of a looming world war. Ties between Washington and Moscow have become increasingly strained over Russia President Vladimir Putin's decision to launch a full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. Will there be World War III? I think that World War III will certainly happen. There's bad news and good news about this. I can't say her last name. Semyon, something like that. A loyal ally of Putin began. The bad news is that it will happen without fail in our lifetime. As long as the brick doesn't fall on our head tomorrow, it will happen in the near future. The good news is that we won't participate in it, adding that Russia will be observing from the sidelines. And I think China will too, actually. A world war will definitely break out, and it will break out in the Middle East. It will fire up for sure. There's no way around it. The Kremlin propagandists continue. However tragic it is that there will be a war in casualties. The good news in it for us is that Western powers will be distracted with that, and even though they won't completely leave us alone, they will kind of forget about us. Newsweek has contacted Russia Foreign Ministry via email for comment. Previously, she says she believed a world war will break out from Hamas attack on Israel on October 7th, 2023. Last October, she said on state TV that the U.S. and UK were leaving Ukraine and now have no more time for Ukraine amid the Israel-Hamas war because the world is on the brink of World War III. She also said Iran is an enormous military nation that is 5 minutes away from getting a nuclear bomb and poses many other interesting things. However, is the Israel army planning to handle Iran? Oh, that's a question mark. However, the Israel army planning to handle Iran? I wanted to say, I like to see that, but no, I would not want to see that, she said. I don't wish for anyone to see that, because this is the brink of World War III. At this point, no one cares about Ukraine. And that's the plan in the first place. That's why Russia is trying to help the Hamas over there, I believe. Tell me what you think about it. Let's go to the next one here. This from Newsweek. NATO drills could provoke military incidents, Russia warns. NATO's decision to launch its target military exercise in more than 35 years could provoke military incidents. Russia Deputy Foreign Minister Alexander Krusko has warned. Krusko spoke with a Russian state news agency after the NATO military alliance said it would begin an operation dubbed Steadfast Defender 2024, which will involve around 90,000 troops. The operation, NATO's largest since the Cold War, will demonstrate how U.S. troops could reinforce European allies during a simulated emerging conflict scenario against a new pure adversary. U.S. General Christopher, who serves as a Supreme Allied Commander of Europe for NATO, said on January 18. These exercises are another element of the hybrid war unleashed by the West against Russia, Alexander said in an interview, which was published on Sunday. An exercise of this scale marks the final and invocable return of NATO in the Cold War schemes, when the military planning process, resources, and infrastructure are being prepared for confrontation with Russia, he said. He warned that any events in this scale significantly increase the risk of military incidents and further destabilize the security situation. But the interests of European security today are of little concern to those who lead NATO. The main thing for them is to keep this instrument of American influence afloat in its already lost struggle to preserve Western in the world, he said. Russian officials have routinely insinuated that Moscow could attack NATO members for providing Ukraine with assistance in the war against Russia. Newsweek has contacted Russia Defense Ministry and NATO for comment by email. Cavoli said that on January 18th that the NATO operation would involve approximately 90,000 forces from all 31 allies and our good partner Sweden, and that it will begin this week and run through May. For the first time in 30 years, we have the strategy, deterrence, and defense for the Euro-Atlantic area, and we have the plans to make the alliance fit for the purpose of collective territorial defense, Cavoli said. We are now in the process of making our plans executable. This means making sure we have the forces, commitments, command, and control arrangement. And see what else it says here. Dutch Admiral Rob Bauer of the NATO Military Committee said that 90,000 military personnel present a record number of troops that could bring to bear and have an exercise within the size across the alliance, across the ocean from the U.S. to Europe. And let's see. It marks the largest number of troops used by NATO in the military drills since the Cold War, when 125,000 soldiers were used in 1988 exercise dubbed Reinforger. And let me go to my next one here. This one here from Chris Christina Howard. A giant retailer decides to remove self-checkouts. Dollar General, one of the leading discount retailers in the United States, is making headlines with this decision to remove self-checkout system from its stores. This move has sparked curiosity and raised questions among both customers and industry observers. You know, in my era, these has originally put self-checkouts in there. Now they're going to take them out. At the end of 2023, Tom Vassos, the CEO of Dollar General, said they will slowly remove the self-checkout machines from their stores. He explained that the company was using self-checkouts too much. Dollar General currently has self-checkouts in more than half of its stores. The company also bravely piloted stores with self-checkout options and no cashier lanes. He believes these machines should be backup, not the main way to check out. We should be using self-checkout as a secondary checkout vehicle, not a primary. The decision is a big change. It means Dollar General is moving away from self-checkouts and going back to more old-fashioned way of shopping, the person-to-person service model. I always use self-checkout myself. It says here, other retailers are making changes to their self-checkout policies. Some Target stores have restricted self-checkout to customer buying 10 items or fewer. Customer buying more than 10 items are required to use a full-service lane with cashiers. In addition, Costco said it's adding more staff in self-checkout areas after they discovered that non-members were shopping with membership cards that didn't belong to them at self-checkouts. I, for one, am quite pleased with this reversal of trends at the checkout counter, it says. That's all I got on that one there. So there's been people that know people that has a membership in Costco, and they borrow their cards, try to save money. Anyway, here's the one from Newsweek. By the time you read, it'll be too late, or if you got clouds like we do, ice storms and stuff, you won't see it anyway. It says solar storms that hit Earth today, causing GPS and radio disturbance. And see. It said here, a geomagnetic storm is expected to surge across the Earth's atmosphere later today as a plum of solar plasma hit our planet. The chunk of the sun was spat out on Sunday as a magnetic filament erupted from the star's surface, with the coronal mass ejection set to collide with the Earth around 1 p.m. Eastern Time. According to models by both NASA and NOAA, the CME collision could lead to geomagnetic storm intense as G2 class or G3 class, which may trigger GPS issues, satellite problems, and aurora seen further south than usual. Direct hit an impressive solar storm launch in the Earth strike zone means a new chance for aurora. By midday, January 22nd, we could see a G2 to G3. With this one, and the magnetic field of the storm is oriented correctly, amateur radio and GPS users expect disruptions of Earth night side. And see, I read something else on here too. See, it said here, CMEs are triggered by magnetic activity in the sun's surface, flinging out huge volume of solar plasma. This cloud is aimed towards Earth, approaches our planet in around 48 to 72 hours, though some can achieve much sooner. When the plum collides with the Earth's magnetic field, it can cause a disturbance. Yeah. See, it says here G1 is a minor, G5 is extreme. So we're going to get it from a G2 to G3. Said the upcoming solar storm is expected to be G2 with a chance of G3, which can result in several strange impacts across Earth. Power grids may experience voltage problems. Radio wave transmission can be scrambled, and satellites orbiting close to the Earth may see increased drag requiring orbit adjustments. And I'm not going to read the rest of that. And let's see here. That was my last one I was reading to you. Well, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't, and you never know what I'll have on here. And I'll keep you up to date as much as I can. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to come back later.